Hello and a warm welcome to the brand new look Vaughn George YouTube channel. I'm thrilled to be back after a much needed break and some very positive lifestyle changes. If you've been with me from the start, I think you know what to expect, but I can promise you things are going to get really, really excited. If you've just come across the channel now, I would like to welcome you with open arms and invite you to hit that subscribe button. I can assure you this is a community like no other. On this channel, we review music, artists, albums with a bias towards piano, keyboards, synthesizers, and electronic music, but not exclusively. This year, we're also going to delve deeply into soundtracks and a lot of exciting things like that. The Depeche Mode album review series is what this channel is well known for, and it's kind of like the foundation and the cornerstone of this channel. I'm pleased to tell you that the series will commence with new episodes from Songs of Faith and Devotion coming in January. In the same vein of the Depeche Mode album review series, we will be embarking on a very, very deep, in-depth Recoil Alan Wilder series, deeper than any independent creator has ever done before. Okay, that's enough housekeeping for now, but within that, I can assure you we have only scratched the surface. What follows now is my second interview with the world's greatest Depeche Mode tribute act, and they are indeed forced to mode. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Forced to mode. Gentlemen, how are you?
We're fine.
We're fine.
Very
Thank
fine.
And that's just the two of you.
A bit more after Christmas.
Christmas. That's Christian and Thomas, and Matthias is not with us today. Is that right? Obviously.
That's right. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, he's home in Cottbus, downtown Cottbus. So therefore, he's not here in Berlin with us.
Well, listen, gentlemen, it's been 3 years since we did our first interview. I was just checking that today, and yeah, 3 years, time flies. And I've been following your progress over the last 3 years, and I must say, you know, I've watched how you guys have improved and improved and improved. But when I saw the video promo for the latest thing, I just went, "Oh my God!" I mean, I think being a tribute to something, it's difficult because you've got to do it well. And I think there are a lot of tribute acts out there. And I think when you do it, you open yourself up to criticism because people go, yeah, really? Well, fast forward now, I think even years ago, I think you guys were sounding like Depeche Mode. But certainly when I saw the new promo now, complete with the sort of devotional set and everything, and you just need to read the comment. As I said, I put a promo up of you guys on my channel, on my Facebook page about a week ago.
Thank you very
much. You're welcome. You can send me the 10 euros later. And it was just nice to read the comments. People were saying stuff like, and you know, my community are very honest. A lot of people saying, "Hey man, I love Depeche Mode, but Forced to Mode sound more like Depeche Mode than Depeche Mode." So how do you feel about that?
Good. Of course, we were very flattered by such comments, and basically we're doing it from the perspective of fans. You know, the show we try to put together is something we'd like to experience if we were in some audience, and therefore we try to do it as much as it would please us. So in a way, it's we do it for ourselves, but we can't see it. That's a bit of a pity. But on the other hand, that's the goal for us, and we're of course diehard fans of Depeche Mode too. So we're doing something for the other fans, and we hope by putting so much detail, enthusiasm to details and to all this sound, and of course all the video parts that you said before, we try to give something like a magical experience, because in the old days Depeche Mode used to be something like a magical thing for us, at least I think for most of the diehard and old school fans, and that's something that maybe is missing sometimes nowadays, and so that's something we try to do. Of course, it's not always happening, but Christian wants to say something.
No. Yeah. There's nothing more to say. Everything's perfect, Thomas.
No, I think you verbalized that perfectly. I mean, just basically reading the feedback I get from fans, Depeche Mode fans, who are now fans of yours. And interestingly enough, I noticed you guys have actually got your own fan group as well on Facebook. It's the Forced to Mode fan group, which is that's not you guys. It's actually fans of yours that have set that up. So you've become like your own entity within this. And I think you're absolutely right, because certainly reading the feedback I've read in comments, people are saying stuff like, you guys are really focusing on that sort of golden age of Depeche Mode, the sort of, the devotional, and you do songs like Here Is the House and Dangerous, and songs that Depeche Mode are never going to do again.
Yes.
Yeah. Sad but true.
Yeah, if somebody has to do the job,
Yes.
Well, as I say, you guys are doing a great job. And also, I think we spoke about this on the first interview. I said, with tribute, it's very difficult because you get tribute acts that feel they need to dress up like Depeche Mode. And personally, I always find that a bit awkward. When for me, I could probably pass as Fletch, put someone else. But all jokes aside, I think with you guys, you haven't gone for this sort of look. It's like you don't have someone dressed like Martin, someone dressed like Alan. However, you guys have definitely gone for the sound. But Christian, you just happen to look like Devotional Dave. So that's kind of like a bonus. Just looking at your footage there, when we're looking at it, the way you do the moves, the way you sing, the way you move you swing the microphone, it's just absolutely uncanny. And now that you've got that big stage set from Devotional, it's just, I can see a lot of investment has gone into this.
Yeah, it's normally in the past, the hair and the part came from, it's the normal thing for me. But all the movements on stage, sometimes in the past I thought when I move very natural as Christian, not as Dave. I think it will look more like Chris Martin or something like that. More that stuff. More, and Dave is very elegant, very very focused. He's very strong on stage. Now and in the past. And for me, it's a bit of work on stage to move like him or try to move like him. It's not almost easy. It's always easy, but. When I first tried, the fans like it, and I like it too, and was the energy between us, and that's now it's a natural thing, but normally it's not so natural for me as really my own to be my own person. It's a role for me, but I like it, and I think the voice of my voice, it's my own voice, and. Sometimes I push it more deeper or stronger than my own voices. You can hear it on our own records, what my voice really sounds like. I think it's very, very, very important to do this for our audience. And when we do this together, and I feel the energy, if the audience like it, I like it too, and then that's good for everyone. Yeah.
No, that's great. And I do want to sort of at the back end of this conversation, I do want to talk about your original music, because you've just released your album Lost under your name, Forced Movement. Now, just to the guys watching here, Forced Movement is their original music, and then Forced to Mode, and that's how the name Forced to Mode is gone from Forced to Mode. So that is why you're Forced Movement, and you're doing the Depeche Mode thing. Just going slightly off topic now. You've probably found that, because I release my own music and stuff, and as you guys do as well. But I always find, and although I've got fans of what I do, I always find that the Depeche Mode thing overshadows what I do, and you probably guys have got that as well. You've got your own music, but the Depeche Mode thing is what you're known for. And it's even. I was talking to even Gareth Jones about this. I've interviewed him a lot on the channel, and he's also kind of, I don't want to say overshadowed by it. I don't mean it in a rude way. I mean, Gareth has done lots and lots of music, and he still works with great artists, but it's the one thing that people sort of remember him for,
Yeah.
and it kind of overshadows all of us. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, in a way, it's a curse, but it's a blessing in the same time. On one hand, you have more people who are interested in your music or in your what you're doing by this connection to Depeche Mode and to over Foster Mode, over this tribute act. On the other hand, maybe you don't have the chance to cross over to other genres or to other scenes in a way by this, because then you're like put into a box and okay, that's Depeche Mode tribute, and now they're doing their own stuff. Yeah, sounds nice, sounds a bit like Depeche Mode, very funny, but now let's get to the real stuff in a way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so maybe sometimes it feels like it's a bit watered down in a way, but on the other hand, as I said in the beginning, you have more people who hear it and are interested in it, and therefore they can make their own opinion about the music, and hopefully they will judge it very openly, and then maybe we'll see that this is a bit more than just like a cheap Depeche Mode synth pop
imitation.
Imitation sound, and that it's something major and original, and maybe they like it because of the music, and not because we're the guys from Foster Mode and doing this Depeche Mode thing. So I see more on the positive side, than the negative. So.
No, I do, and being a musician myself and being a guy who's been really focused on Depeche Mode on my channel, I have to say the attention to detail you guys have gone to has been absolutely mind-blowing. And as I say, you get the tribute acts and they go on and they've got one dressed like Martin, one dressed like Dave, and and then I'm thinking to myself, guys, get your sound right first before you start trying to look like, and I would hate to go up and try and look like someone, Christian is different because you actually look like Dave Gone. You actually, this is different, but for you guys, it was always about sounding like Depeche Mode and getting the sound. I want to talk a little bit about the production of this new set of yours now. There's obviously a lot of investment gone into that, and I don't know how you've done that, how you've managed to get all the projections, and actually, I mean, this doesn't replicate it. This looks like the real thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but as it's the same as in the music production. We search for all the sources we can get, and sometimes we did our own projections with our own footage made by ourselves with on our own cameras or on mobiles or something like that, and then I cut it together in Final Cut. Sometimes I use the original stuff from Anton. Now there are some techniques to push up the quality of the pictures, and sometimes I buy some footage from all the what's the name from footage channels like Artgrid or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of work, a lot of hard work, and we only had the big stage. It's just one screen from 10 to 2 meters, 10 by 2 meters, 10 in the width and small in the height, and then we put Matthias and Thomas on the top of them, and then it's just one screen, and we split it in five screens, but just for the video. It's not a hardware split like in the old days with 5 individual screens. It's just one screen, and then we had just one video on this screen.
Oh, it's interesting because when you're looking at the promo, it looks like the way you've done it. It looks like like 5 separate screens.
Yeah,
wow.
Perfect.
Well, guys, and shout out to the viewers watching this. Forster Mode are in the UK now for the first time. They'll be playing the Garage in London on January the 5th. So there's some tickets still available, aren't there?
Of course, yeah, some tickets. Just one more week, yes?
Yeah,
it's Saturday today.
Yeah, so
yesterday, one more week. Yeah,
less than a week till we enter the holy ground of UK for the first time with our stuff. So
that's one of the questions is why are you only doing the UK now?
Ask our book. Our booking agent.
You have to ask the booking agency. That's right. And to be honest, it's as we now have experience too. It's kind of a bigger thing to organize and to get all the papers. For instance, now with Brexit, it's not that easy to go into UK and out of UK, especially to carry your equipment with you. So that's one point why we didn't bother till now, and because it's quite complicated. And of course, it's always like who is asking us for coming in a way. Of course, we sometimes ask by ourselves, but normally we get asked by the promoters or by the organizers, and there weren't that many in the last years from UK, to be honest. So that's why we focus on the mainland in Europe till now. But we always wanted to go there. We were in Dublin, which is of course not UK, but it's something similar.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing we had till now. So but it's a blank page till now, and we are really happy to fill it now with the first chapter, and hopefully there will be more to come. We will see how it goes there.
Yeah, I'm sure your night's going to be very successful. I've definitely got a lot of people, from my Facebook, from my subscribers and stuff. A lot of them are going. So I just wish I was going to be there. It's bad timing because I am coming to the UK now in January because I'm touring with Mesh now. And Mesh is another band, is bigger in Germany, also from the UK, but much bigger in Germany. I don't know what it is about the UK, and I've got to be careful because I moved away there. I'm not slagging it off, but I've done some events like meet and greets with Brian Griffin and Gareth Jones, and we can sell 100 tickets there. Then I've got the people in Europe saying, bring it to Europe, we'll sell 2,000 tickets. So it's very strange. Depeche Mode are from the UK, but their legacy is far bigger outside of the UK.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, especially in Germany, it's very, very crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Germany are. I don't want to say. We can talk about this in another video, but I've been to Germany for the first time now with Mesh, and the music industry there is so much more diverse than the UK. I think in the UK, if you're a musician over 23 years old, you're not even relevant. It's just like they've got this like commercial scene, and then there's not really a industry for, up and coming artists. There is for you if you're playing at your level, and that kind of level, but it's just a very odd place at the moment. A lot of places have closed down. I found Europe to be a lot more diverse. There are a lot of different genres, and no matter what type of music you're making, you can find an audience. Or in the UK, it's just like it's all the mainstream crap. You know what I mean? So. Anyway, let's segue on. I'm sure you're going to do well. You guys should be able to fill the place up. What I would like to do is, because obviously I'm not going to be at this gig. What dates have you? So you're flying into the UK for this one date, and then you're flying back. You're just here for a day, and you're going to go.
What? We don't fly.
We don't fly. We can't fly.
No, we have two shows before and after the London gig, and both in Krefeld, which is Western Germany. Mm-hmm. So we had something like we planned a clever routing going from Berlin to Krefeld,
right?
Then Krefeld to London, and then back from London to Krefeld, and then on Sunday, Krefeld back to Berlin. And then I don't know how many 1,000 kilometers we have done then, I don't know. But we all do everything by car.
You do everything by the road. Are you scared of flying, or is it just...
No,
it's more a question about our equipment, because some of this is handmade. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
So you can't hire it somewhere.
Yeah.
So therefore, and we made some experiences, some bad experiences with land equipment.
Yeah.
Which didn't work as it should be.
Yeah.
And, therefore, we all like to have our own equipment with us.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's a bit tricky with flying, as you know. So therefore, it's better to go by car. And even then, it's quite complicated, as I said before, because of the Brexit thing. It's not like going to another European country, which is in the circle. You left, and therefore it's it's not that easy. And but what we decided for that gig, at least, we go by car. Maybe if there is another gig, the decision would be different. But I think 9 out of 10 gigs we will decide for the car option and with our equipment. And
yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I was curious though, because you came into, obviously I know shows of this caliber, they cost a lot of money. So you sell your tickets, but you've got to do quite a few shows to break even. So here's a question, and it's maybe a question for the promoters and stuff. I thought to myself, now that you're coming to the UK, London, you could have easily done another 2 or 3 dates here, North England. I'm sure that would have made more. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just, thinking, I'm just thinking practically. And I know that there is a huge demand for what you guys are doing here. So I really thought, if you came to London, and indeed next time, hopefully you'll come and then just, do 3 dates, maybe Manchester or, something like that at least.
Hopefully, yes. Yeah. It would be much better, of course. Yeah, no question.
That makes sense, though, with all the logistics and stuff. And obviously, when you're in Europe, it's. I know now with Brexit, and Christian, this is slightly different. We've got your books, those Brian Griffin Depeche Mode books, which you ordered. They've come back to us. And now this is a problem we've had with Brexit. Now is ever since Brexit started, and anything we send abroad, especially for some reason, Germany's the worst. All the German efficiency and everything. We've had a lot of books being sent back to us with no explanation and stuff. So, and because we've got none left now, I didn't want to risk sending yours out to you. So I'll speak to you about this afterwards. But on the day of the gig, my assistant Lloyd, and I think Brian Griffin's going to come along to meet you just during the sound check and give you your books. But we'll discuss that afterwards.
Yeah.
Right, guys, and if you're interested in this show, remember, today's the 30th of December. This video will be released tomorrow, Sunday, the 31st. So, yeah, in a week's time, come and see Forced to Mode for the first time in the UK. I'm gutted I'm going to miss it, but I know I will see it at some point now that I'm in Europe. And what I'd like to do is I would really like the opportunity to do a geek talk with you guys, like, before one of the shows. If we could go up, if we could go there and just film, some of the behind the scenes stuff, there'll be a lot of interest in that. So if we could organize that for a later date, I'd really be interested. Let's just talk a little bit about your solo project, or your solo project, well, you say Forced to Mode was the side project, but now your main project, that's become kind of the side project. You guys go under the name of Forced Movement, and you've just released your album called Lost. You did send that to me via the web transfer. I've listened to it. I really like it. It's great because what's going to happen is people are going to listen to it, and they're going to want to hear Depeche Mode in this. And I think there's this funny curse about electronic music. When people hear a synthesizer and a male voice, and they always go, "Oh, it sounds like Depeche Mode," and you're like, "No, just stop." But just tell us a little bit more about your album.
It's a long
story.
Maybe the longest album story, one of the longest album stories ever in music history.
In a way, yes, because as you already said, we started up as Forced Movement. Once I met Christian, and in the old days, Forced Movement, there was Frank Zander, hello, and we three formed the band Forced Movement and released 2 albums many years ago, 2009 and 2010. and we were on tour, and we played club gigs, and had a happy life as unknown musicians. And for a reason, 12 years ago, Forced Mode started, which, of course, as you said, was a side project for a few months to Forced Movement. But after a short while, we changed sides, and Forced Mode became like a big thing. And Forced Movement suffered a bit through this, because we did so many shows and had to do so many production work. If you think about it, we said something like we reproduced like 7 or 8 albums, or maybe even more.
More than 100 Depeche songs. We reproduced more than 100 Depeche Mode songs.
So in a way, it's 10 albums. In the last 12 years, we reproduced, and there was little time for anything else.
Why?
Because we have to sleep and eat.
Okay. And we have families.
Yeah. So to cut the long story short, it was always our personal, heartfelt project. And of course, we as musicians sometimes write songs and have original own ideas. And Forced Movement is the outlet for that. So it was very natural to put out something on one day. So it was just the question, when is the right time, and when do we have like an album worth of good songs? And in a way, the idea for this album started almost 10 years ago, I would say, something like that.
Yeah.
And some of the songs are a lot older than that. The oldest song is from 1999, from the old century. It's like a kind of a retrospective, or best of even for us, but only for us, because we know those songs so long, for a long time, and we wanted to collect very precious songs for us, which really mean a lot to us, and wanted to present it in the best possible way. So we worked a lot on the production, and that everything is fitting. That's something like we do with Forced Mode too, this kind of perfectionism, and this controlling everything and get everything right, every detail. So therefore it really lasted long to get to the point to say, oh no, okay, now it's finished and we're happy with it. So it feels very great, and we're very proud of it to put it out finally. But it really was a long way to go there, to come there. And I really would hope that if we want to do another album, maybe one day, it wouldn't last that long and wouldn't be so painful sometimes in the process. So because we still have a lot of great songs and ideas on the shelf, so therefore we could easily do a lot of albums. But I think Forced Mode will be our main goal for quite some time. So it will always be like, it has to wait for a good slot and for a good moment till something else can happen. But now we're happy it's out, and the reactions to it is really overwhelming and very positive. What are your thoughts about it, Christian?
After all your thoughts, I have no thoughts anymore.
No thoughts left.
Maybe sometimes about the name of the album, because it's very funny, because the first album was called Last, the second was called Salt. It just changed
flipping the
and Thomas and Frank worked for many years before I met them, and there were so many songs there. I thought great songs, really great songs, and I thought always, please let's release them. And we said, okay, let's release them. Just make some small changes, just some small changes to make it better, or something, mix it and produce it out, and just the demo songs. And this process cost us 10 years, but it was worth it. And that was the idea for the name of the album, because I don't want to lose the songs. Yes, because the songs. I thought maybe we will never release it as an album or as EP or something like that. And I said to Thomas and to Frank, hey, please let's work on it. Let's release it with some small steps. And that's the clue behind the title of the album. And of course, Last Salt and Lost.
Yeah, we were very imaginative with the titles, you know.
One word, yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Well, I will put links below to the to your original work in the video description at the bottom here. So guys, if you're a fan of Forced to Mode, check out the original material. It's worth checking out. It's very, very good. Very well thought out. So you spoke about we spoke about how the you started off with the side project for Depeche Mode, but now that's become like the main thing. And I can also think from a livelihood point of view, it's probably easier to sell shows. But let me tell you something. I don't want to make a prediction here, but I'm gonna call this a Nostradamus prediction. Depeche Mode have released the last album, Memento Mori, which is the best album they've released in a long time. I still don't think it's outstanding, but it's better than the last three. And this is a hell of a tour they're on at the moment. But I don't think they're going to be going much longer. I think what's going to happen is, this is just my prediction. People always ask me, do you think Depeche Mode will do another album? I don't know. I mean, they're still going strong. I mean, they're doing better in this tour than they did the last tour, I think. But I think what will happen eventually is the Depeche Mode machine will break. It'll split up. They'll have to. And I think Dave will go on to do solo projects, and Martin will do his electronic music thing. I think that's what's going to happen. Now, here's the thing. You guys are a lot younger, so you guys are going to fill that gap. So here's my prediction. You're not going to be able to get out of this. You're set for life now. And I think especially when Depeche Mode, stop touring, I think you guys have got the legs, and it will go on for a lot longer. Is that something you've considered, or have you not thought of it?
That's a hard question, because we're not in the position to not only to predict it, but to tell if this is really a thing. If Depeche Mode stops in the next years, because sometimes they will stop, of course.
Yeah.
So maybe someone dies, or at least they are too old and don't want to do it anymore. But we know from our experience with Forced to Mode, there are a lot of open-minded Depeche Mode fans who are open to tribute acts, and there, especially in Germany, are a lot of people who are not that open-minded, and who would say, okay, Depeche Mode is the only real thing, and the rest is nothing good. So that's why I wouldn't go too far out in a way to say, once they quit, then we will take over their machine in a way, and then we will do like big world tours. Of course, it could generate even more interest in this act. That's a point. That's okay. That's fair. But everything else is not in our hands, and we try to stay normal and feet on the ground. And we know what we live from that thing, and we're very grateful to have the opportunity to live something like a wet dream of a fan. Stand on the stage, press all those keys, and to hear those original sounds, and be really happy to play something which sounds, if you take everything together, which sounds totally original. And in a way, it's something like what I was dreaming when I was 15. So I'm very grateful that I get paid for that in a way. Of course, it's a lot of work. Yes, no thing, but I know we benefit from the work from Martin Gore, Dave Gahan, Alan Wilder, Andy Fletcher, Vince Clarke,
Mm.
Daniel Miller, Gareth Jones, Flood, and so on. So
Yeah.
we're very humble and we're very, very respectful for them. And so if you ask such questions, it's always like we don't want to get out too much of our.
I guess you want. I got this with you guys last time. You're very respectful. You're very humble, and you don't want to sort of assume things. So, and I get exactly what you're saying. But I guess what I'm saying is I had one. I mean, so I've heard this a lot, but someone I spoke to, one of my subscribers or a friend of mine, he basically said the whole tribute thing, just like he just doesn't like the whole tribute thing. But he said, but you guys are so good at it. It's just like it's beyond, because it's like, as he said, you're better. He thinks you're better than, because there's this whole Alan Wilder thing which I started on my channel. Yes. When and I still stand by it. I think since Alan Wilder left, I think they lost their edge. They really did. That's not to say they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad. I just think they lost their edge. And I think the stuff that you guys are showcasing are all that is that golden period. The stuff that you say that all the fans want to hear.
Yeah, of course. And as we said before, in a way we're doing this for ourselves, and so that's a show we would like to see if we would go to a dream Depeche Mode Back to the Future concert in a way with Alan Wilder, of course, if it would be possible, and with all those great arrangements, with those great sounds, with this magic thing, and we try to get near as possible. That's the thing we do, and of course the old songs and some of the old arrangements are a crucial point to that, because without that you have the Depeche Mode of today, which is something like a more traditional rock band with keyboards and which are doing big stadium tours and do it very professionally, but this magic thing is a bit missing, the edge, as you said.
I think there is that. I mean, I've had someone also said once that Depeche Mode sound more like a tribute now, and you sound more like Depeche Mode. And I think there is, because if you think of it that way, is obviously they've they're doing what they do now, but you guys are really focused on that exactly like. I think you've really struck gold, because you're thinking of it. You're going, okay, we're huge Depeche Mode fans. What do we want to see in a show? And you just go and give it, and you do it, and you give it with heart and soul, and it's attention to detail. So, I have to ask this question: has there been, because people have asked this, so I thought I'll ask you this as well. Has there been any sort of because there's this talk about copyright and stuff like that. If you haven't had any sort of like what you're doing using our sounds or anything like that? Nothing like that.
No, nothing from Depeche.
Because if anything, I think you're doing them. I mean, you're doing you're almost like doing promotion. The reason I ask you that question is because I get that as well on my channel. Like when I demonstrate the sounds, and I've got the original sound banks, and when we released the Depeche Mode book. That's why we called it Mode and not Depeche Mode and things like that, because we were looking. I'm conscious of the fact that Depeche Mode is a brand and everything. So, but then I think they are just so big, and I think everything that we're doing. I'm not trying to say they're multimillionaires, but I think we're all doing our little thing, and we are, as you say, benefiting from their legacy in what we're doing. But at the same time, we're not sort of, how can I say, it's all positive. Everyone's doing their thing. I always said Depeche Mode is not a band; it's like an institution. It's just amazing how big it's gotten. Have you been to any of the live shows recently? The new album?
Yes.
Yeah, we both went to one gig this tour so far
in Berlin. Of course.
Berlin, yeah. He was on Friday, I on Sunday. So, but yeah, we were to one gig, but I guess this will be the last one.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. There's some. I know some people that are been to 15 shows from this one.
Yeah.
It's just,
we know some of these crazy people. Yes. They go into the stadium. I think 3 or 4 nights before the show. Or
some of them,
yeah, with their own tents and numbers. You are the first, you are the second, you are the third. Really crazy people, but they had a big heart for Depeche.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Right. So, beside the fact that you're doing this massive sort of show at the moment, which is really sort of paying homage to the sort of devotional set, you guys have done lots of other types of shows, like you've done acoustic shows and orchestral stuff. Tell us what else you've got in the pipeline. There's something happening in February.
Yeah, you're right. We're doing the One Caress tour. That's the name. Which will be something special we've never done before in that way, because it's the 3 of us, like always, but we've added 4 beautiful women who are playing violin and cello and something like that. So it's a 4-piece orchestra,
string quartet.
Yeah, right. And so we are at the moment really hard working on all the arrangements, and we're picking the songs and think about arrangements for this tour, and it will be very special because some of the songs we've never played before, and some of the songs we're playing will be radically different versions like we've ever done before. So it will be very new to us too, because we've never worked for a whole tour and the whole show with so many outside musicians, and it's very challenging and demanding, but on the other hand, we really hope it will be very rewarding for us and for the audience too. And we are really hard working at the moment, and we are really looking forward to that, and it will be a big highlight, I hope so.
Yes,
think so for 2024.
There will be 18 dates in a row with some small breaks after it. In February and March. Yes, 8. Yeah.
Okay,
Only in Germany. Yeah, sorry.
Germany.
Sorry, Vaughn.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Because I'm going to be coming to Germany with Mesh for a few. We're doing a few shows, so I'm going to try and hook up with you guys there, or come and see something, or. There's plenty of time. As I said, I'd like to come to your sort of one of your big live shows, the sort of devotional thing, and just do some filming behind the scenes there. But something I want to say, what I respect you guys for as well, is, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, right? But I'm just going to say it, just like, let's take like Martin Gore. He's an outstanding musician and a genius and he's a composer, but he's not really a brilliant keyboard player and a musician. I'm going to get hell for this, but I'm just saying it the way it is. But what I'm saying is, I like what you guys have done with some of the acoustic stuff, where you guys play on the piano and stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, if anyone was to no one can really criticize you guys, because you're doing you're doing the full show in a way that you sound exactly like Depeche Mode. I mean, you're doing that, but then you're also doing the acoustic stuff, where you're doing your own arrangements, and that shows your own musicality. So what I'm trying to say is, I think you guys are the real deal. You're like the 360. You're ticking all the boxes. So I have tremendous admiration for you as musicians and artists, first and foremost.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. Yeah, really. Thank you.
You're very honored.
I mean that, because, as I say, as a musician, I can see. Look, these days, there's electronic music, and people program music and stuff like that. But I like to sometimes. That's why I love stepping away from all that and just playing things on piano and just hearing things acoustically. That's why I really appreciate what you guys did. It's you're taking something that is fundamentally electronic and very produced, and then you're stripping it away, but then you're bringing something very musical and beautiful to it, which I think is very unique.
Thank you. That's something we really like to do, and to show in a way the people that Depeche Mode is not only about electronic music, and it's not about 80s or 90s sound or whatever, but it's about the emotion and the great songs.
Yes.
It's interesting. My channel, when I do the album reviews, I always play it on piano, because I want people to hear the songs. And and this is something you guys have, taken to the next level. And I've often said this, I used to play in like piano bars and stuff, and I sometimes play for dinners, and I play like instrumental music. And sometimes I'd like play Shake the Disease or something, just instrumentally or something. And people would often come to me and go, "What was that song you played?" And I'd say, "Oh, that's Depeche Mode." And they'd go, "Really?" Because I think people, I mean, Depeche Mode they're a strange band. It was always, it's a certain taste. It's not mainstream. So people that didn't like it. But the point I'm trying to make is, I think what a lot of people didn't like the dark sound and the odd, it was quite odd. But when you strip it down to an acoustic instrument, it's very beautiful. And that's what I try to demonstrate. And that's exactly what you guys have done with your acoustic stuff.
It's not just beautiful. They're really great songs. They're really great. And what the most people forget, especially here in Germany, the lyrics are magical. They're so great. Martin Gore is a genius about writing songs and writing words to his own great songs. It's like a natural, fluid. For me, sometimes it's amazing. It's amazing, and I really can't. Was heißt fassen? Ich kann es nicht glauben. I can't believe it, how natural it feels and how natural it sounds like when you play a Depeche Mode song on a piano and sing the melodies and sing the words. It feels so great. It's really.
I think with I've said this before, Martin. I think the lyrics are very uncontrived. It's not forced. Oh, sorry, forced. But I'm just saying it's like he doesn't say things in a way where he's trying to sound clever. He says things in a very simplistic way, and you just go, but he says it in a way that has never been said before. He's very clever, but he's not trying to be clever. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think so. And when you look at the song titles, there are no song titles on earth like Depeche Mode song titles. Of course, there are some songs like Dream On or something like that.
Yeah, but like Fly on the Windscreen is a very strange title.
For instance, yes.
But
Policy of Truth is a strange title.
Yeah, of course. Or enjoy the silence. So everyone knows enjoy the silence, but no one said it before. Yes,
in a way, it's very, very funny. The biggest hit doesn't contain the enjoy the silence line in the video version, or in the not video version, but in the single version, because there's no enjoy silence. So he could have easily called it "Here in My Arms" or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I heard people say that. People say, "Do you know the song Here in My Arms" from Depeche Mode?
Yeah, right. So therefore, it's at least this is a great thing to call it "Enjoy the Silence" and not something like, "Oh, we should take the hook from the chorus." No, it's that.
Yeah. Well thought out, but well, gents, you've got your work cut out for you, because you're flying. So you're not flying in. So you're driving in. So when do you get to the UK? On the 4th, or like the day before?
On Friday.
On Friday. Just
hopefully.
It's a very tight schedule, and we really hope everything works out fine. So yeah, we
will have a show on Thursday in Krefeld. So we will do a 101 special. We will do the whole 101 set list, original set list.
Wow.
Then on Friday morning, I think we start at 6 or something like that.
6
Friday morning,
something like that. Yeah.
We will drive to London. Yes, and on Saturday morning at 6 or something like that, we will go back to Krefeld for the second show in Krefeld.
And of course, every of those 3 gigs will be different in set lists. That's our own goal, to have it at so much variation as possible, and especially in Krefeld, because many people will go to both concerts. So we said, okay, the Thursday show, which is an edit show, will be the 101 special. And on Saturday, we will play something completely different in a way.
So that's great. So you've got like your 101 special, but then this show you're doing now in the garage. What are you calling that show? Is that devotional or?
Oh no, so it's a normal show for everyone.
So it's just okay. But this is the great thing, because you've got all these different shows. You have an acoustic show, you have a 101 show, and yeah, I mean, you are really, as I say, you are really catering to all the bases, and you deserve all the success, because you guys are working very, very hard at this, and I can tell. You know, it really is it's really inspiring, really.
There's some time on. If you have some guy who will visiting our show in London, he can speak a wish to make a wish for
if the wish for
the set list,
for the set list comes in 3 days before the show, it's okay. Later we cannot include it anymore. So in the next 2 or 3 days, it would be okay if somebody said, okay, I really wanted to hear song like Here's a House, you mentioned it before, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Then we can see if we can make it possible.
So you're basically saying that the guys watching this can leave a comment in the description below what they would like to see.
That's what we.
I mean, that is amazing. I mean, come on. It's like, no criticism to Depeche Mode, but one of the reasons I wouldn't go see that particular show they're doing like 15 times in a row or something is because it's fundamentally the same show every night. You know what I mean? They make a few changes here and there. And look, I understand it. It's a huge production. You've got to keep things simple and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know the point I'm trying to make is I'm just trying to say it's a hell of a.
They never did that. All the tours are fixed in the set list for 40 years or something or more.
Yeah, and also, I mean, this is the thing. What's Depeche Mode goes on tour. They release a new album, and then every show is about 22 songs. And then they have to always play like 5 songs from the new album. But then they always end up doing like, there are certain songs which are called non-negotiables. Personal Jesus, Enjoy the Silence, Strip, Never Let Me Know. They have to do those. They cannot not do those. So that leaves them with very little space for interesting songs. Like, I mean, for instance, Martin's never going to do People Are People. I mean, he hates that song. Whereas you guys do. I mean, it's really great what you're doing for the fans. So, right. So listen, chaps, there's a lot we can talk about, but I think we can cap it here with, as we say in showbiz, break a leg. I'm gutted I can't see you here in London, but I will, as I say, me living in Europe now. Have you guys got any dates sort of more towards this part of the world? More Eastern Europe or anything like that?
No, yes, we were in Poland, of course. We were in Slovakia. Slovakia,
and Czech Republic. That's more like Eastern Europe. Because we already been to Russia, but that's a no-go at the moment. Yeah. So that's the most Eastern we get at the moment is something like Poland or Slovakia. That's something like.
Okay, well that's pretty close, because I'm hoping to do some meet and greets this year, like we did in the UK, like with Brian and Gareth or something, and maybe we can bolt something on where you guys can come along as like a special guest or something, and just be nice to be nice to meet you guys in person. Well, listen, chaps, it's been an absolute pleasure. I do wish you all the best with your shows. Thank you so much for the, on behalf of the, I'm not the spokesman for the Depeche Mode community, or, of course not, but if I was, I would say thank you so much for you're doing a great service towards Depeche Mode and fans and musicians, just the way you interpret things so well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I wish you all the best for the London shows.
Thank you.
As I say, I'm sure we'll do another video chat soon, and we'll have a catch up and keep in touch.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Happy New Year, Vaughn. Yes.
And Happy New Year to you guys too. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next year.
Thank you for the invitation. Bye-bye, Vaughn. See you.
Yes, guys. Adios. Bye-bye.